Widnes 62, Oldham 4, Bradford 6, Toulouse 60, Batley 14, Whitehaven 22, and Sheffield 20, Dewsbury 24.
Good result for Whitehaven away at high-flying Batley. And what's Widnes is a bit bonkers. They lost by nearly 60 points last week, or more than 60 points last week, and they've won by nearly 60 points this week. But all I know is the scores, really, for those matches. Standings, Toulouse win for a 13th time from 13 outings this year to clinch the top spot in the table heading into the playoffs. So it's a French number one in the Super League, and it's a French number one in the Championship in the league table. Featherstone are locked in on second place. Halifax, Bradford and Batley could all get finished third. They're on 68%, 67% and 63% respectively. All three are safe in the playoffs now. London in 6th on 58% are actually still a very long outside shot to finish the race in third. But more relevant for them is that they can secure a playoff finish with one win from their last two games, really. Their games are against Featherstone and York, though. Whitehaven in 7th on 52.5% need to win both their games and London to slip up if they are to take that last playoff spot. The rest of the table is York, Widnes, Newcastle, Sheffield, Dewsbury, Oldham and Swinton in that order.
So in League One, it was round 17 and it finished London Scholars 18, Workington 35, Doncaster 18, Coventry 13, Keighley 34, North Wales 14, Rochdale 30, Barrow 32, and Hunslet 82, West Wales 6.
Yeah, that all means Barrow are top on 78% and will seal top spot on promotion, assuming they win against West Wales next week. That game's live on our league for people to watch. Workington on 75% will finish in the top two, but it's likely that it'll be second and home advantage in the promotion playoffs rather than first and straight promotion for them. Doncaster, North Wales and Keighley on 66%, 63% and 62% respectively can all finish third potentially. Hunslet on 56% can, in theory, with a massive points difference win, catch Keighley, but they need to beat Workington by loads and have Doncaster thrash Keighley too. So it's really not going to happen in all likelihood. So your playoffs should be set. The rest of the table is set in place with teams who can't do anything now in the playoff reckoning. That's Rochdale, Coventry, London Scholars, and finally West Wales. Do you know? I can't actually remember if I think it's 4 teams in the playoffs, but I don't actually know. Do you know?
No, I don't. I rely on you for all information like this, Mark.
Well, I've turned off my tablet, so I'll have to turn it back on to get my League Express up. Why don't you cover off the scores and the stats in the NRL, and I'll tell people how the playoffs work for the League One after.
Okay, so in the NRL, it was round 25. It finished Raiders 16, Roosters 40. And in terms of British players, Hodgson with 47 tackles, Whitehead with 1 try, and Ryan Sutton also played. Sharks 16, Storm 28. The Eels 6, the Panthers 40. The Broncos 35, Newcastle 22. And Farnworth got 1 try, 1 try assist, and 162 metres. Cowboys 18, the Sea Eagles 46. The Rabbitohs 20, the Dragons 16. The Titans 44, the Warriors 0. And David Hunt got in touch to say the game was entertaining, but no part more so than the period when Warriors would reduce to 10 and the Titans to 12. Wild scenes, perfect for a lockday Father's Day afternoon. Finals for the Titans. It also finished the West Tigers 0, Bulldogs 38. And David Hunter said, just embarrassing from the Tigers. No line speed or attack or composure. Canterbury were good, but it was the Tigers losing it. And fans are wanting Brett Hodgson to go back to the West Tigers.
Yeah, sorry. I'm back with you. It's 5 teams in the playoffs according to League Express. So Hunslet are in, and it's all locked in, and it's just where they're going to finish and who plays who. Most is what the conversation is there for League One. In the NRL, we know the final standings because this was the final regular round. So the final NRL standings. C. The Storm lift the minor premiership on points difference ahead of the Panthers. Rabbitohs and Sea Eagles complete the top 4. Roosters, Eels, Knights and Titans complete the finals lineup. This is where you get your hope for these big points difference swings, because the Titans looked out of it. Really needed everything to go their way, and it happened. Sharks and Raiders miss out on points difference only. Dragons, Warriors, West Tigers, Broncos, Cowboys and Bulldogs complete the ladder in that order. We did get a fan view in from another game as well. Our friend from Scotland, Alex, at League Chandler on Twitter, do give him a follow, gave us a review of the Scotland under-20s versus Ireland under-20s game. I'm not sure what the final score was, but he tells us what happened. Alex says the real magic was 2.5 hours north of Newcastle in Dalkeith, Edinburgh. Scotland took on Ireland in an epic end-to-end game. Both teams went score for score until the last 10 minutes when Scotland pulled away with a second try from player of the match Warren Palladino and a drop goal from Max Moore with 3 minutes to go. It's always good to play Ireland if both teams really try to put development at the heart of what we all do. Great update that, Alex. Thanks for getting in touch and sharing that with us. Okay, that's other results covered. We're going to make our predictions for the penultimate round of Super League next. Right, Sarah, it's Super League round 24. It starts on Friday night with Sky televised game, 7:45 p.m. kickoff. St Helens hosting Leeds. Saints licking their wounds. Leeds looking excited. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Saints by 12.
Yeah, I know this like no halfbacks thing, all these different partnerships seems to be working somehow for Leeds, and Cruz Lehman's really playing well, deputising, but it's a different step up, isn't it, when you play one of the top 2/3 this year, really, and I don't see this being any different. I'm with you, St Helens to win by a couple of scores.
Yeah, I think Saints will feel that they owe their fans something as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That capitulation is
to concede that many points was that close to the end of the match. It's just
incredible.
Not acceptable for them.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, it was amazing.
Well, yeah, it was. But for their fans, it's not acceptable, I don't think.
No. Saturday 3 p.m. It's the family fun day. Everyone who's got a season ticket can bring a friend. We wonder. There has been some speculation. Is Paige gonna be taking a friend from the Magic reunion with her? But it sounds like he's got a season ticket already. So
he's also best man at his mate's wedding.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! So yeah, because the game has obviously been moved, hasn't it, for this family fun day? So
yeah.
What do you think will happen, though? Do you think you'll win and keep the playoff dream alive, or do you think you'll lose and be able to rest for the rest of the year?
Well, I would say I think we'll lose, but, Wigan aren't really doing much better at winning games, are they?
Oh, no. God, no.
Say again?
No, not at all. We've been awful.
I'll go for us by 2. I would normally go for us by 1, but we can't even kick drop goals. Especially when the opposition's so far offside.
I'm hopeful that we get it boxed off in this game, and also look towards potentially getting a home playoff game. Especially, I already had plans on Saturday, so I couldn't, so I can't shift over for this one. It's not televised either, so I
could have given you my friend ticket.
I know, yeah, but I'll have to listen on the radio and follow it that way. I'm hopeful because Wigan were competitive against Warrington, and Warrington are one of those 3 sides that are, for much of the year, streets ahead of everyone else. Our attack is a problem. However, I think we can score 3 tries and win a game. It's scoring 3 tries is the difficulty. I think we might do it against you. I've got Wigan by 4. Also 3 p.m. on Saturday is Salford visiting Warrington. I can't see anything but a comfortable wire win. I'd be surprised if it was anything else. And I'm guessing Warrington might start to think about resting some people this week and maybe next week because they don't have to win these games. It's unlikely that they'll change their position in the table. But even with that, I think they'll have enough. I'm going wire by 18.
Yeah, I was thinking very similar. I can't see. I don't think that they'll necessarily rest many this week because I think there is still that slight sniffers of a second place. But yeah, I think Wye will just have too much for Salford.
The Shield will be presented on Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff for Catalans versus Huddersfield. I hope they manage to get this televised at least in France. We shall see. But I think Catalans might use this game as a game where they just give a lot of players a game off.
Yeah.
I think people like Maloney, maybe Tompkins. I think a few players won't play in this game because they'll want them to play against Wigan so that they're not completely underdone having a week off in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will be the game where they do rest a few people. I still think there'll be enough good feeling around it that they'll win. So I'm going to say Catalans by 8.
Yeah, I think I'd go Catalans by 12, but...
Yep. I don't think the result matters though.
No.
Catalans in this game, so we will see. Televised game where the result definitely matters. 7:45 p.m. on Sky, really interesting one. I'll certainly be watching this when I get back home from a night out. I think Hull KR versus Castleford. I'll let you go first on this one, Sarah. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I think it really is flip a coin time. Had it not been for how poor I thought Rovers looked against Lee, I think I would have backed them. But I did think that they looked poor. I know they scored 44 points in the end, but...
It was against Lee.
Yeah, and I just think if Castleford's defence in the first 30 minutes or so is as resolute as Lee's, I think that'll give Castleford far more encouragement, and then they have got the players to go up the other end very easily and do the damage. So I'm going to go Castleford by 4.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Hull KR. I'm not sure. I bet Max Shane will find a way to play, but I don't know how fit he'll be. I don't know about the other playmaker positions for Cass, so I'm kind of going into it mindful of, will Cass be able to create enough? Because I think Rovers will. So I'm going to go Hull KR by 7, but it really is... It's the kind of game where if you'd have predicted Hull KR, I probably would have predicted Castleford.
Yeah.
It's it is that interesting and evenly poised, I think. But I'm just going on the basis that Cass feel a little bit more disrupted at the moment, and Hull KR seem to be able to score points, even though they struggled in the first 20 minutes of that game against Lee. I kind of throw out games against Lee as kind of a weird anomaly situation that don't really matter. So, especially after Salford got beat by them and then won. So, yeah. Final game Sunday 3 p.m. is Lee's game. Lee versus Wakefield. It's very much the meh.
Yeah. Wakefield by 20.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? It's going to be Wakey by more than 3 scores.
Yeah.
I'll just go exactly the same as you on that one, Sarah, because I think it makes sense. Women's Super League game of the week: Castleford versus St Helens, Sunday at 2 p.m. That should be an interesting one. The other game, I think, is Leeds versus Wigan, and Wigan look to be cooked, unfortunately, now. Championship game of the week: Whitehaven versus Halifax, Sunday at 3 p.m. If Halifax win that, I think they can clinch third. It'll certainly go a long way to doing, whereas Whitehaven absolutely need it to have any chance of staying alive in the playoff chase. So that's the game of the week there. League One game of the week: Doncaster versus Keighley, Sunday at 2:30 p.m. The